Let's get to our coffee club program for the morning, and our special guest in the studio is the superintendent of the Pocahontas School District, Dr. Lance Arbuckle, and first visit here anyway to be on the air. And we welcome you. And what do you think of Pocahontas in the short time you've been here?
You know what, Tim, I appreciate you asking. I really enjoy Pocahontas. What I tell people is, where I grew up in southeastern Kansas, Pocahontas is the kind of town that we'd go to on Friday and Saturday nights to actually do things.
Well, we're glad we got that in. That's a great way to describe it anyway. But we're happy to have you here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Not only in the studio, but doing the job that you came here to do, and that is the boss of the Pocahontas School District. And Dr. Arbuckle, a lot of times people don't realize, just the general public, whether you have kids in school or like me, you're way past that point in your life, there are things that a school district is responsible for, needs the most, et cetera, et cetera. And give me, if you can, kind of an introduction to the school district itself, like a brief overview of what it takes to run PSD.
Okay, well, wonderful. So I appreciate you having me this morning. And Pocahontas School District is four school buildings. We've got an elementary school, which is K3, and I'm sure most of your listeners know this. We've got the MD Upper Elementary 4-6, the junior high at 7-9, and then our high school 10-12, and your folks may or may not realize that we have new leadership in a couple of those buildings. We've got some new leadership at the district level. And so, we've really got undertaken some changes in the last 18 months. Like I said, new leadership. Our current enrollment is about 1885.
Holy cow.
It's a little down from what it was about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago,
wasn't it over 2,000?
It was. Yeah. It was over 2,000. And so, one of the things that we've tried to do this over the last 18 months is get a sense from our community, whether it's through Facebook surveys or folks just coming in and saying, "Hey, I'd like to come talk to you." I've tried to have an open door. If somebody wants to come talk to me or call me on the phone, I'll be glad to talk with them. Sometimes we might disagree, and that's okay, right? But I think the value is in having that conversation and trying to understand. Pocahontas School District reflects our community.
Yeah,
and
sure does.
So how can I, as the superintendent from that seat, lead, Pocahontas School District into the future that our community wants for our school district?
Yeah, the kids continually surprise me in the things they do, the things they accomplish, no matter whether it's elementary, middle school, junior, or senior high. Last night, for example, at the ball game at Schoonover, first time this season, there was the pep band there, and oh my goodness, when they start playing, I just sit way across the gym from them and listen to them. They're fantastic. And speaking of new people, the band director has them doing exactly what he wants them to do.
Yeah, and honestly, in a town like Pocahontas, a lot of towns across Arkansas, there's nothing better than sitting in a gym, watching kids, perform, listening to the band, listening to the work that the kids have done. You're exactly spot on. Our kids do some amazing work.
They sure do. And we'll get into later on. You and I are going to have several conversations over the coming weeks and months, but we'll get into some of the outstanding achievements made by these young adults.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, people are going to be surprised if they don't already know. Tell me about Pocahontas and looking forward. What do you all use as a tool as far as preparation?
So one of the things that the board and I have been looking at, and honestly, people may not know this, but when I get when I ask for feedback from our community, surveys, from our students, anything like that, we are using that information to craft what we're going to call a strategic plan.
There you go.
Right? I believe that every organization at whatever level needs some kind of plan to help direct both short-term and long-term decision making.
Gotcha.
Right? And so, we need to plan for today at Pocahontas School District, but we also need to plan for 10, 15, 20 years from now. And what is that going to look like? And that starts with, what are we going to be about? And for us here in Pocahontas, we've based on the feedback that we've gotten, we're going to be about two things. We're going to be about academic excellence, and we're going to be about relationships and connectedness. We want kids connected to school. We want relationships built between kids, between teachers, between families, our community, the whole gamut.
I've been back here in Pocahontas since 1984. I can't tell you the number of young men and women that I have hired to be an employee out here, whether full-time or part-time, that have come from Pocahontas High School. It's amazing. I can name a few, but then I'd leave somebody out, and that might, but just take it from me that I have had great success with the students and their attitudes and their politeness and really just their work ethic totally.
Sure. Yeah. And the giant, the worst kept secret is every one of those kids who graduates Pocahontas High School, they've got three options. They're either going to go straight to work, they're going to go to school, or they're going to enter the military.
Yeah.
Right? There's not many. And so we have to be about how do we, from K-12, how do we prepare kiddos to enter, our community as productive citizens?
Ooh, man, that's quite an undertaking. See, this is what people don't think of every day. They know where the schools are. They know who's going to go where, but what the preparations that you all as a staff have to do to get these children ready to move on to the next level is not an easy job.
No, and it's not just academics either. I mean, academics is the most important thing that we do. But we feel like that it's also important to ensure that we are connecting kids to school. We're helping kids and families have a relevant and positive relationship with their school, with their teacher, with their principals, and that takes training, and that takes financial resources, and we have to create a plan to make sure that we are able to meet all of those priorities.
And who helps you do that? You have a school board, correct?
We do have the school board, and we're trying to spotlight January is School Board Appreciation Month. So we're trying to spotlight our board members. So if you're hopefully you'll learn a little something about your board members as we're doing this.
Yeah.
But then we also have our administrative team. I meet with teachers. I meet with a group of teachers at least monthly. I actually meet with a group of high school seniors every month. And so that group has been phenomenal to provide us feedback and share their thoughts on where we're going and what they think we need to do in Pocahontas, because those kids have been in Pocahontas for the last 10 or 12 years, and they're there right now at the school, and they're our clients. They're experiencing those things. And
also, you really want to be active, and you're already getting there with community leaders and organizations, correct?
Yes, and so I've been attending the Rotary meetings since I got here, and love that experience. Had the opportunity just last Wednesday to share with the Rotary members where we're going, and a lot of this conversation that we're talking about in a little bit more detail, and my sense is that went well.
Yeah.
Right. And we got the opportunity to talk about some of the accomplishments that the district has made, and the how are we supporting high quality instruction in the classroom? How are we supporting positive relationships between kids? How are we keeping kids and our community safe at the school district?
Yeah, that's a problem I thought we'd never, ever have to worry about, but you do.
It has evolved over the years. That is true.
Oh, boy. Anyway, talk to me a minute about you came to us from Northwest Arkansas, and Rogers. Do you see any similarities? We are a small school, a 4A school, compared to what's up there, which is all 5, 6, and 7A schools. What do you see as things that could be implemented here that were being done over there, or vice versa?
Well, I think the truth is we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to educate kids. Mm-hmm. We're all trying to produce the best young leaders into our community. Now, some of the things that, and I didn't necessarily see that over there, but one of the things that I think the community has shared with me that we're struggling with is there's a perception about bullying in schools, and there's been a lot of information out about that. Well, as I said, we're going to be about two things. We're going to be about academic excellence, and we're going to be about relationships. So one of the things that we're going to do in August, as I've already making plans to do that, is we are going to start an all school district wide program called Capturing Kids' Hearts. And we're going to, this is in that plan, and we're going to put some of our fiscal resources around building relationships, making sure that kids have positive relationships in schools, making sure that parents see those positive relationships with teachers, with their principals, everything. Because I think, kids have to enjoy coming to school. Yeah. That's just it. Yeah. Kids have to enjoy coming to school. Yeah. And if they don't enjoy it, they don't want to come.
And you're going to do this in conjunction with the start of the fall semester, or what?
Correct. Yes. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces that have to get put in place because this is an organization. They are working in multiple school districts across the state. And so we have to get trainers, and we have to get people in the right spot. And so we will do that in late July and August, where we will train all of our teachers. Good. And then there are specific things that kids and parents will see that happen in the classroom as a direct result of this training.
Super. Fantastic. If there was, to conclude our show this morning, if there was one or two things that you want to get across or invite the public to take part in, or whatever, what would it be?
Well, first of all, come back next week.
Yes, all right.
Right? Listen next week, because
you'll be here for Wednesdays for a while.
That's right, and we've got a lot of information that we want to share. Also, we will be we mentioned in the paper, in the press release, we'll be doing periodic meetings, trying to get more information from the community about here's what we're looking for, here's what we're looking at. Does this meet the needs that you feel like you have? And so participating in those, participating in the surveys that we try to send out. Right. I would encourage folks that even if they don't have kids in school, take a look at the school website. Right? We're putting a lot of information on the school website, on the school Facebook page. Yeah. Because again, school, yes, is a place for our kiddos, but I'm going to go back. It's a reflection of our community. And so if you're in our community and you have a stake in our school, and making sure you're following that stuff as it comes out would be a great help.
Well, for numerous times, I can't go back far enough. All I hear are the good things that Pocahontas schools represent, and you're here to make sure that keeps going.
Yes, I mean, I want it to keep going, and I want people to understand that we're about transparency, right? We're going to share the goods and the struggles and the opportunities that we have, because everybody has them.
That's a good way to put it. Thank you for being here again this morning. Next Wednesday, we're going to talk about a whole different set of topics, and I can't wait for that. And any last words from you for today?
No, I really appreciate the opportunity to come and visit with you a little bit. And I would tell folks, if you have other questions, if you have anything you want to know, reach out. We're just a phone call away.
4573.
Yes, sir. Come back next week, and hopefully folks will be able to follow us for the next several weeks, few months, and I think they'll find out a lot of information that maybe they didn't have before.
Outstanding. Mark it down on your calendar, folks. Wednesday mornings for the foreseeable future, Coffee Club will be yours truly and Dr. Arbuckle, and we will be talking about just about every phase of education that you want to bring up and every phase of the relationship between the school and the community.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you,
we'll
sir.
see you next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Lance Arbuckle, Superintendent of the Pocahontas School District, our guest this morning, and he will be our guest on a weekly series starting this morning. We hope you'll listen again next Wednesday morning for the Coffee Club featuring Dr. Lance Arbuckle.